So, I'll be answering one of the questions sa akin nga module. Why pa ko answer karagi. So, ko da lang i-answeran. So, the question is, the foci of the conic x squared over 36 plus y squared over 4 is equal to 1. Technically, why pa kita kamaan, we didn't know if it's, or what type of conic section is it? Is it a circle, a parabola, an ellipse, or a hyperbola? So, to find out, kailangan ibutang natin na sa may nga general equation. The general equation for the conic section is ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared minus dx plus ey plus f is equal to 0. That is the general equation for the conic section. So what to do is to make this standard equation into general equation. Okay, so let's go. What I have to do is I have to make sure that there is no fraction in here. So I have to multiply this equation into the least common denominator of this equation para ma-cancel out ang anang denominator. It will become a whole number. So the least common denominator is 36. It will then become 36 divided by 36 is 1 times x squared would be x squared plus 36 divided by 4 is 9 times y squared is 9y squared is equal to 36 times 1 is 36. It will then become x squared plus 9y squared. Ano ba tawag dito? Subtraction. Ano to? Addition. Subtraction property. So, mag-subtract kita 36 to both sides para ma-cancel out na magiging 36 is equal to 0. So, in this form, this would be our general equation. So, we can determine the general equation using this form. B squared is equal to 4ac. We use this one to find out the eccentricity of the conic section. Whatever would be the value, it will determine the eccentricity of the conic section, and that will enable us to determine if what type of conic section it is. So, B dyan. Okay, so here is our A, our B, our C. So, looking at our general equation here, we can say nga ang B is 0 because y kita tibigya. Therefore, 0. So, we'll use this. B 4AC. So, our B is 0. 0 squared minus 4. Our A is the value, the coefficient of x squared. Our x squared is here. It is understood that the coefficient is 1, so times 1. And our C, which is the coefficient of y squared. Here is our y squared. The coefficient is 9, so times 9. 0. 0 raised to 2 is 0. Okay, so 4 times 1 times 9, which is 9. 0 is equal to 4 times 9, which is 36. So our answer is 36. Now, 36 is less than 1, right? Okay. So, to determine the eccentricity, if the eccentricity is equal to 0, that is a circle. If the eccentricity is equal to 1, that is a parabola. If the eccentricity is less than 1, but that is an ellipse. And If the eccentricity is greater than 1, that is a hyperbola. Okay, so we already know that this equation is an ellipse. Okay, so let's find out what are the foci. 36 plus y squared over 4 is equal to 1. In ellipse, this is the standard equation of an ellipse. The A is the major axis. Para ma-determine ang A and B, the standard equation looks like this. X squared plus y squared over b equals to 1, or y squared over a plus over b. Okay. It's either of the two. And then, ang a is always the greater value. So, the greater value here is 36. So, I can assume that 36 is our a. Ay, by the way, it's a squared, b squared, b squared. Ayan. So, first, we have to determine our a, our b, and our c. A is the distance of center to the vertices of the ellipse. So, a squared is equal to 36. Therefore, a is equal to 6. And our b squared is equal to 4. Therefore, b is equal to 2. Then, our c squared, c is the focal distance, the distance from the vertex to the foci. So, amudan ang itang pakita natin, that's what we are looking for, our foci. C squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. Because, actually, that was a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. So, because ang distance from center to vertices is always longer than the distances from the center to co-vertices and the distance from center to foci. But then, because ang unknown is ang C, hindi a transpose subtraction property, ma-minus ka di b squared minus b squared minus b squared. That would give us this form. Okay, so substitute the values. A, which is 6 squared minus 2 squared, 36 minus 4. So our c squared is equal to 32. Therefore, our c is square root of 32. So we know that our c is our focal distance. Focal distance. That means if this is our ellipse, sorry, it's not really accurate ellipse. But if this is the center of our ellipse, this would be the focus, this would be the vertex. Okay, vertex and the foci. So the distance from center to focus is our C. Let's say we have our co-vertex here. So dapat amo ni siya nagiwi lang. Let's say our co-vertex is here. So the distance between the co-vertex and the center is our B. And the distance from center to vertices till here is our A. That's why I'm saying that A is longer than B and C. Okay, so our problem is to find the foci of the conic section. So now, what is the center of our conic section? Our center is HK. HK. Actually, it is 0. Because the standard equation is actually looks like this. A over a squared plus y minus k over b squared. But then, because 0 man ang center, h and k is 0, ang ending yapon is x squared kag y squared. Amudan nga x squared over 36 plus y squared over 4. That gives us the center, which is 0, 0. Alright, so if we have center HK, our foci, we have two foci, foci 1 and foci 2. Now, how will we know if it is in the major axis along the x-axis or in minor axis or along the y-axis? Wherever A is, or whatever the variable above the A, that's where will be the axis of our ellipse. For example, here our A is 36, it's under x. That's when I know nga sa may major axis ta na, which is ang x-axis, kay man under siya sa x. Therefore, ang ana nga focus, vertex, ag center is along the x-axis man. So if it is along the x-axis, technically 0 da tanan ana nga y coordinates. 0 lang tanan. And ang nag-vary lang is ang value kang x. Oh, okay. So if ang focal distance natin is square root of 32, ma-add lang kita kag minus. Add and minus because may focus kita ya. May focus man kita sa negative side. So add and minus positive, negative value. So 0 plus square root of 32 kag 0 minus square root of 32. And so that will be the coordinates of our foci. So, may answer na ako sa akin nga problem. That will be the foci of the conic x squared over 36 plus y squared over 4 is equal to 1. First, determine if it is a circle, a parabola, an ellipse, or a hyperbola. Next, if it is already determined, solve for A, B, and C. Then, determine if it is in a major axis or minor axis, and solve for the unknown.